Hey gang, hope you're doing well. Coach Jason here. So I'm gonna give you something today. Okay, I'm gonna give you a couple different workouts. This is how to infuse short threshold reps as a way of flushing out the legs during a very hard workout. If you're doing a hard workout and you want to simulate racing as much as possibly can, but you're afraid that there might be too many reps, so you might have a little bit of junk in your legs. Why not? This is a way of flushing things out to help you maximize that. I'm sure you've seen other workouts like essentially like the Michigan, where it's mile 12, 800, 400, but the advanced guys, the world class guys, they'll throw a tempo mile in between each rep, which helps really make that workout intense. That's a high level workout. But if you yourself or your athletes that you coach are not ready for those types of workouts just yet, here's a way of infusing short threshold reps, which essentially, again, the threshold reps are going to be shorter than the reps you're running as part of the workouts as well. This is a good way of making sure that your legs stay recovered and kind of ready for the next hard rep. Okay, so again, and you'll see slides pop up here. Okay, this is how to, again, flush out your legs during hard workouts. During, not necessarily after, but during, to help you maximize the rest of it. Now let's get to it. Okay, here's the first one. This is a 2K rep. So the workout itself is 2K, 1500, 1000 meter at 1K, and then a 500 reps. So it's 4 reps, but you're dropping 500 meters per rep. Okay, and this is an intense workout. You can do 2K at like 5K pace. The 1500 meter rep is close to 3K pace as possible. The 1K rep is between 3K pace and mile pace, or even a mile pace. And the 500 meter rep, obviously, you get as close to 800 meter pace as possible. That's an intense workout. That simulates racing as much as possible. So here's a way of doing it. You do the 2K rep, you take a 3-minute recovery. Okay, then you do 2 times 600 meters at threshold pace. Okay, and again, you're calculating threshold pace based on your current fitness. You take a 1-minute recovery after each one, and then at the end, you do a 5-minute recovery after the second one, which helps get you ready, flush out the legs a little bit more for the 1500 meter rep, which is next. You do a 1500 meter rep, you take a 3-minute recovery. Then you do 2 500 meters, so you cut it back by 100 meters of threshold reps. Since the shorter hard reps are going to get faster and more intense with each one. So you do 2 times 500 at threshold with a 1-minute recovery. Okay, and then take another 5-minute recovery. I should have put that in. My apologies. Take another 5-minute recovery after the final 500 threshold rep. Then you're down to the 1K rep. Take that same 3-minute recovery. Let's say the 1K rep's at mile pace, or as close to as possible. It's an intense workout. Then you do 2 times a 400 at threshold with a 1-minute recovery. Also, you take a 5-minute recovery after the last one. I should have put that in there as well. And the 2 times 400 meter at threshold, flush out the legs a little bit more. And then lastly, doing a 500 meter rep, as close to 800 meter rep, 800 meter pace as possible. Okay, so this is a hard workout. Okay, the workout itself will be hard, but the shorter recoveries in between will make it even more intense if you either included a threshold like a mile tempo, which will really, really make the workout intense, really keep it high level. This is, again, a way of doing it with shorter reps, broken up into pieces to help you maximize it the same way, but help flush out some of that junk that might appear in your legs. That's workout 1. My apologies for not putting, remember that the 5-minute recovery comes after the second threshold rep every time. Every single time. I should have put that in there. My fault. Okay. Next up, okay, the next slide you'll see. This is the Michigan, okay? Mile, 600, 12, 8, 4. But how do you do it in a way that doesn't, if you're not ready to incorporate those long tempo reps? Okay, so this is the way of doing it. You do your 1600 meter rep. Okay, and you're looking at probably 3K pace here. 5-minute recovery after that. And you do 2 to 3 times the 300. Okay, and this is a shorter, more intense workout. So 2 to 3 times the 300 at threshold. Take a 1-minute recovery, and then a 5-minute after the last one. Then you do a 1200 meter rep between 3K pace and mile pace, okay? 4-minute recovery. Again, 2 to 3 times the 300 meter threshold. 1-minute recovery after each one, 5-minute recovery after the second rep. 800 meter rep as close to mile pace as you possibly can. 3-minute recovery. And 2 to 3 times the 300 again. This is your last batch of threshold reps. 1 minute after each one. 5-minute recovery after the final one before the last rep, which is a 400 meter rep, which is close to 800 meter pace as you possibly can, or faster. So this is a very intense workout. These are good late season workouts, whether you're in track or cross country. Okay, you really want to sharpen things up and add a little bit of quality in it to boost it. Well, there you go. Remember, not every workout needs to be 5K in length, 10K in length, or anything like that. These workouts help complement the longer stuff as well. It really get your race ready. So that's workout 2. And the last one, okay? 5 to 6 sets of 800-meter rep, and let's just say the 800 meter reps are five at 3K pace, or at 3K 5K pace working down a 3K pace. For some people, 3K pace working even lower than that. So you do your reps. You do your 800-meter rep, and you take a 2-minute recovery. This is a little bit shorter. And in between each one, you do 4 times 200-meter effort with a 1-minute recovery at threshold pace. Okay. After the last one, take a 3-minute recovery, and you repeat that again. So the whole workout's going to be 5 to 6 sets of 800, but then you're also getting up to maybe 200 at threshold pace. So a good amount, maybe 24 of them at threshold pace. So the volume is going to be there, but this is a way of breaking it up into pieces so that if you can't handle like a longer tempo rep in between the reps, this is a way of doing it as well and accomplishing the same goal. And keep in mind, essentially, threshold reps or threshold pace is about 5 to 10 seconds faster per mile than your tempo run pace. So these reps are only going to be about maybe a second faster, if that, than you would do if you're running your threshold efforts at 39. Now it'll be at 38 or whatever it might be. So it's not going to make much of a difference, and the reps are much shorter. So for those that also need a little bit more recovery, this is the way of doing it and still maximizing the hard reps of the workout. So I want to get you these free workouts. Let me know what you think. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, I'm going to put out a lot more stuff like this as well. And if you have questions, Black Belt Running Coach is my email. Feel free to reach out to me directly. And or if you want to go over any training video on this channel, we have over 400 here. So if you're a coach or an athlete, please don't leave without subscribing to the channel. On the path to 3,000, I'd like to get to 5,000 by the end of the year. Your support's greatly appreciated, and I thank you all. And what's crazy is about 50% of the people who watch the videos on this channel are not subscribed. So just by doing that, and it's absolutely free, doesn't cost you time, okay, it's very, very helpful and tremendous to the channel. So I thank you, everybody. Have a great week. Train smart, train hard. Talk to you next time.